Okay, so Pesach, I must say personally, we've been through quite a few years without even having made our own Pesach. We had like idyllic, Israel Pesach, where we got to go to the family and just turn up at the door for the Seder, more or less.
Wow, yeah, we used to just literally used to like lock our door in our house with all of the chametz and everything all over the place, and just like run away to our auntie's house in Beit Shemesh.
Right, and then we had quite a few years in Frankfurt, Germany as well, where was it 3 years running? We got the hotel service, and all we had to do there was pretty much turn up as well and say a few things and lead a few things. So pretty much for the first 5-6 years of our marriage, we hadn't done Pesach, and I think in my mind at least, it became more formidable as the years went by as being this huge, undoable thing. And to be honest, Pesach gets a lot of bad rap. There's a lot of strict laws, a lot of preparation, a lot of cleaning and moaning. And I think in my mind, it just became scarier as the years went by, which is why we were both really surprised, or at least I was, when the first time we made it in Boston. I remember it just being the most exciting, positive evening of my life. I think that Seder night is definitely one of the most joyful moments of having worked towards Pesach with excitement, having picked up some positive tips along the way from various people that had taught me. And I'd love to be able to share a few of those with you very soon. Before that, just to put it into context, I think the rabbis have very much explained the context of the centrality of the Pesach Seder in such a poignant way. But I wanted to mention how we're also giving the children tools for life that are relevant today. We are building resilience in our children by giving them this powerful family story. There's even a psychologist, Marshall Duke, who's written theses on where he's interviewed children and those that had a family story that gave them a source of strength. Those are the ones that did better when it came to their own personal challenges. And the particular narrative that helped them.
That narrative that you've got something, you've got like a backbone, you're coming from somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, it's also the type of story. There were different types of family stories, but the one that particularly, which I think is reflected throughout the Pesach story, is the oscillating story, he calls it, where we went through challenges and we came through, and Hashem is there to carry us through today, whether it's through Corona, through any of our personal challenges that we're going through. And that's why it's so important psychologically to get our kids excited and positive about this Pesach experience. We're really arming them for life. It's not just about one night celebrating history. It's about the identity and faith and resilience that we're giving them for the rest of the year and the rest of their lives. So it starts with us.
It starts with us. That's right. And it starts with the positivity, because of course, with everything in life, there's a glass half full or half empty. With everything, we can have a positive attitude to it, or we can have a negative attitude. And of course, whatever our attitude is going into it, that is really what is going to come out of it. Whatever we invest, however much we invest in something, that is what the return is going to be. So Pesach is of course the same. You've also got this sort of idea of like the initial inspiration, the initial excitement, but then after that, there's got to come the work that goes with that. So like we've just come through Purim. Purim was fab. It was fantastic. We might have got a little bit shikar as well, a little bit tipsy, although it was a very short day. But that was Purim. That was that like moment of excitement, and then we're excited and we're about to get to Pesach, but then we realize there's a lot to do between now and Pesach. It's like a very, very short month, and that sort of attitude thing is where we really come into are we going into it with a positive attitude or with a negative? Is it a hassle, and is it a stress, and is it, last year it was stressful, and the year before it was stressful. There's so much to clean, and there's so much to prepare, and there's so much to do, and there's so much, tensions arise. And then when the kids get off, for like a holiday at the end, like the last week, it's just coming out to Pesach, and now I've got my kids home as well. Madness. So when you got that and all of these sort of tensions are mounting, you really, really need to maintain, or we really need to be able to maintain that positive attitude. So Sorele is going to speak a little bit about how we can get our kids to have that positive attitude. But in terms of us,
you've got over text. We've got a few minutes. So I think it's all about them having that opportunity to take ownership of Pesach, to get them involved in a positive way, of course. And this can happen at any age. Our kids are up to the age of 9 and it's worked until then. So it's about getting them to really take control of their little personal space. They can get their spray bottles out, get them to decorate their spray bottles, spraying, cleaning, putting on the music. This was something I picked up from a teacher in Israel. There's this wonderful magic sponge which they can get to clean the
magic
walls.
Sponge. It really is magic.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to overdo it, because I think you can remove all your paintwork, but it's wonderful for scribbles and any marks on walls, and it really gets the kids going. And the idea is that once they're doing something themselves, they feel that sense of pride. This is something that they are gearing up towards. What other things have we been doing? We put a smiley sticker, so anything that they've actually done and cleaned gets a sticker on it. I've done that drawer, I've done that space. And even the little 3-year-old, in fact, I think she's probably the biggest cleaner around.
Oh, yeah. She's
you can dilute the bottle so that it's mainly water. And as long as you make sure that you're not coming over in a desperate way and whatever you're doing, because I feel like the kids have a desperation detector, like when they note that the pressure's up and mummy really needs me to do this, or Tati's really asking me to do something, suddenly they back off and recoil. So it's about making it positive, putting that music, putting that atmosphere.
We're the same as well, though, aren't we? When we're told what to do, then all of a sudden we're not really interested in doing it. But that sort of voluntary thing, when you don't need them to do it, then they'll actually want to do it themselves as well.
A little bit more show and tell here with different charts. I haven't actually made our Pesach one yet, but we use these for our dinner duties and also for Erev Shabbat. And basically the idea is that they have helped to create the charts. Each kid has chosen what their task is going to be for which day, and they remind each other, oh, whose turn is it for food prep, or which part, what are you doing today? And they get to tick off or put a sticker on. For Pesach, I'd probably do one more like this, freestyle, where all the tasks can be written at the bottom, and then they get to choose which task they'd like to do. And once they've done it, they can pin it onto their picture, whatever picture you like. It could be their favorite cartoon character or something that they connect with, and say, yay, I've done that. And obviously prizes and incentives as they go along to make them feel that sense of accomplishment.
Nothing wrong with a bit of bribery and corruption, eh?
Yeah, definitely helps. And probably one more element before we tie up is just to get them things, little things, inexpensive, but that build up the momentum towards Pesach. So we've got quite a few fashion conscious little girls. So for the last few weeks, we've been buying little bits, and those are going to be my Pesach shoes. And you can get very cheaply online. There's a lot of click and collect options at the moment. They've got their own little pair of sparkly shoes, and they're waiting to wear them at the Seder night. If you have a boy who's interested in fashion, you can get kippot designed with any color and material of their choice.
Wow, Sharon Hood has got her cinnamon balls in the oven as she's watching. Wow, I'm charishing for some cinnamon balls.
Wow.
Can you send some over, please?
We're not yet up to that point, but I can certainly you're looking forward to that point where we can actually get the baking going. And for those who are a bit older and are able to actually get involved with the cooking and baking, I remember turning up at a cousin's door a few years ago, and the kids were so excited about how many potatoes and apples they'd peeled, because it was a fun family task that they'd all done together. Do you remember the Goldbergs?
Yeah.
It's like this number of potatoes, and that, took us that long. And so getting them involved, whether they're old enough to peel and grate, or just there to mix the mixing bowl and take a lick, but as much as possible getting them involved so that they have that sense of ownership over this Seder night, that it's really something different to anything else we've experienced throughout the year. And please God, that way will be something that really makes those deep, long-lasting impressions, as Rabbi Litwin and Rabbi Grunfeld mentioned, where it's something that stays with them for life, creating those lasting memories that will carry them through. I have this amazing, incredible, rich heritage. I've got this identity, and that means that I have that inbuilt resilience to deal with whatever life throws my way.
Very nice. Now, I got 2 minutes, and I just want to show, I took delivery last night of this very, very exciting. I'm sure you guys have all seen the flyers, and you've seen the videos, and you've seen things, you've seen the hype. Probably half of you have ordered them already. If you haven't, then there's still an opportunity, although time is running out because there's limited stock. But this is the Benny and Bella's Seder Adventure, Seder Companion, which we have created. We've had a bunch of teams, the education team and the design team have been working together on this. Some of the people you're hearing speaking tonight have been very involved in this. So we just took delivery. It's look, comes in this lovely Toblerone pyramid-shaped box. You open it up. There you go, with a Velcro, and we can take this out here. And inside, we've got this lovely instruction manual, which tells you exactly how to set up and what to do. Then let's put this on the side here. Okay, I'll tip out all of these. Is this your first time seeing this, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, you saw it before? Oh, you saw the video. Okay. I'm really, really excited about this. So we take the board out of the sheath here. Oh, and look at this. This is a board, and it's made out of like a plastic, like a white, clean plastic material that lays flat, straight down on your Seder table. So you'll have your Seder table with all your family around, and as you go through the Seder, there are steps on the board which actually show you exactly what stage you're up to in the Seder. So it starts off by pouring the first cup of wine and making kiddush. It goes on to matzah and eating maror and afikomen, and ends up with next year in Jerusalem. And then dotted throughout the board here, there are other spaces which have education cards. So there's some like educational bits that you can have, some very powerful lessons that we can give over discussions and stories and questions to speak about. And then we've got this dice here. Yeah, you can roll the dice. It's got little icons on there, 6 different icons. And when you roll the dice, if it lands on the sweets, and everyone gets a sweet, and if it lands on some of these other icons, you actually take one of these dice cards. And there's different activities that you can do. One of them, my favorite one, is actually sing Manish Tana to the tune of Dayenu. Do you think you could I do that?
I'm sure you could pull out.
Manish Tana, halayla zemikal halayla. There you go. You heard it here first, folks. So that is it. And you go round the board. Oh, of course, yes. We've got these decoder glasses, but I'm not going to tell you what they're for. You'll have to find out. Quite cool as well. Yeah. Okay, but this is a guaranteed way to enhance your Seder, to make sure that your kids and the whole family are engaged in the Seder. There are still a few left, so there is a link running across the bottom. It's right here now. Can you see? It's going that way. Yeah, that's the link. Quick, before it goes. Quick. Oh, okay, fine. Another one came. We're okay. Follow the link, order yours, and they will be shipped out within the next few days, certainly before Pesach. Wishing everybody a Chag Kosher V'Sameach. You should have a beautiful and uplifted and inspired Pesach. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to us droning on. Back to you, Rabbi Herman.